Marion County Special Meeting, December 8th, 2025, now in session. Please stand for pledge or prepare for May State of the pledge.
If everyone would bow their heads, please. Dear God, as we gather here today, we humbly seek your guidance and wisdom. Grant us clarity of thought and understanding as we embark on this meeting. Help us to make decisions that are aligned with your will and bring about positive outcomes. In your name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Maybe seat. Thank you. Now, during a special meeting, all that we can discuss is what's on the agenda for the special meeting. Special meetings can have more than one subject on the agenda, but all that can be discussed is what's on the agenda. I apologize about the confusion of the special meeting. The attorney for which the ordinance were written for the community center could not be here tomorrow. So I felt that to be legally and transparently correct, we need to have the meeting tonight so that she could be here to answer any all questions with what Marion County is trying and preparing to do going forward. Anyone that would be against things being transparent and legal and not having counsel present, I don't understand why I would be questioned on that for any reason whatsoever. But I'll always find ways to maneuver Marion County around the weak obstructions and obstacles set before us by those that do nothing but stir controversy in this community. I'll always be legally correct and transparent, and Marion County will move forward. With that said, Moffett. The budget committee, all we have is for the budget coming up and, huh? Oh, you want to know from last, you want to do in the special meeting? All right. Motion for minutes from last month.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any corrections or additions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign? Budget committee?
Nothing to add, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
It
Sorry.
is
Different mode.
It is just fine. Personnel committee.
We approve the personnel manual and are bringing it forward tonight or tomorrow.
Wonderful. A lot of work went into that, the same as the budget, so I appreciate all the hard work. Teachers management.
Oh, nothing at this time, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Any more unfinished business? Clerk Moffett, thank you.
I believe it's the full day, full. With the 2/3 vote, we can suspend the rules and rewrite. Yeah, do you want,
Please, thank
guide
you.
us through the process? Yes, please.
What was the question?
Whether it can be read by title only or if I had to read the entire thing.
May I make a quick comment? The one ordinance levying a tax is pursuant to 1414-907 is an appropriation ordinance. So it only has to be read once.
Guiding us through this.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Giamo. I'm an attorney at Friday, Eldridge and Clark. I've been before you a couple times recently. There are 3 ordinances that are before you tonight. The first one is levying a 0.25% sales and use tax.
Yes, sir.
As you explained in committee, that ordinance is required by state statute.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
And then at the appropriate time, you can entertain a motion in the rules requiring 3 readings on 3 separate and read the ordinance by title only.
I'll second it.
Second.
Discussion? Again, okay, that's title only? Okay, thank you.
Aye.
Justice Van Valkenburg,
Here.
Justice Lee,
Here.
Justice Hobson,
Yes.
Justice.
Yes.
Yes.
Justice Kerwood.
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Justice Thornton.
Here. Yes. Oh,
No.
This is for each individual on roll three.
A roll call vote on the motion. That's what we were doing. Okay.
All right.
We hadn't done roll call yet, though, so you're good.
Yeah.
You hadn't done roll call yet, so you're good.
Well, now, yeah.
We took care of both.
Okay,
Judge, for the record, that should go down as 6-3, but voted here, so the abstain from voting, 6 voted yes, so motion carried.
ordinance number 53, 2005-53, an ordinance providing for the levy of a 1/4 of a 1% the use tax within Marion County, Arkansas, and prescribing other matters pertaining.
No, another motion to suspend the rules and place it on its second reading by title only.
Exception. This is a levying. It is appropriation.
It's a levying ordinance. We're not appropriating anything.
I know, but according to 144907, a levying ordinance is an appropriation ordinance. I can read that statute to you.
With a 2/3 vote, we can suspend the rules requiring a reading on 3 separate days and read it by title only.
Move to read by title only.
Second.
An ordinance.
Wait, you gotta do a roll call vote.
Justice Lee,
Are we voting on this now?
Voting on a motion to suspend the rules and read it by title only for the second time.
Yes.
Justice Hobson,
Yes.
Justice Jensen,
Yes.
Justice Reed,
Yes.
Justice Kerwood,
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Justice Thornton,
Yes.
Justice Hobson.
Yes.
Justice Van Valkenburg.
Yes.
The levy of a 1/4 of 1% tax within Marion County, Arkansas.
Motion to approve.
Sorry, we need to do
Read it
one
again.
more, a motion to suspend the rules and place it on its third reading by title only. And we'll have to do that for each ordinance.
You want me to read the statute?
Motion.
I'm
Okay, then I move to suspend the rule and place the ordinance on the second reading by title only.
We're on the third.
A third reading by title only.
Justice Kerwood.
Okay, I apologize.
In a second.
Second.
Justice,
Yes.
Justice Jensen,
Yes.
Justice Reed.
Yes.
Justice Kerwood,
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Justice Darcy.
Yes.
Justice Johnson.
Yes.
Justice Van Valkenburg.
Yes.
Justice Lee.
Yes.
553.
Clerk Moffitt,
Yes.
could you please get closer to your microphone? If possible, thank you.
Well,
You can pull it up.
Borrow this one.
There you go.
how's that?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Discussion. Justice Benson?
No.
Sorry?
No.
Reed?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Elkenberg?
No.
No.
Hobson?
No.
You just,
But say we did do 3 readings, just a simple majority carries it, correct? Passed.
But it took a 6 vote to pass.
You need a 2/3 roll call vote to suspend the rules and read it by title only. Pass the ordinance, you only need a majority.
By title only on the first reading?
Motion.
Second.
If I could make one note, the second ordinance that's before you, it's calling an election on the levy of the quarter cent sales and use tax. So that blank in the first whereas clause is going to be filled in with the ordinance number from the previous ordinance. 5-53 in that blank there.
Justice Reed?
What's the vote for?
Title only.
This is not an appropriation or an emergency ordinance. It has to be read 3 times. The first time is a full
Read
reading.
it by title only 3 times.
The first time should be a full reading. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're welcome to do that, but with a 2/3 vote, you can suspend the rules requiring a full reading of the ordinance and read it by title only.
Yes.
Yes.
Justice Shipman?
Yes.
Justice Dorsey?
Yes.
Justice Johnson?
Yes.
Justice Lee?
Yes.
Justice Hobson?
Yes.
Justice Jensen? Special election in Marion County, Arkansas on the question of
Move to suspend the rule, place it on the second reading title only.
Yes.
Justice Shipman?
Yeah.
Justice Dorsey?
Yes.
Justice Johnson?
Yes.
Justice Van Dalen?
Yes.
Justice Lee?
Yes.
Justice Hobson?
Yes.
Justice Jensen?
Yes.
Thank you.
By title only the second time.
Oh, yeah, that would be handy. Sorry. 2025-52, an ordinance calling a special election in Marion County, Arkansas on the question of levy.
Motion to suspend the rule, put it on the third reading title only.
Second.
Justice Shipman?
Yes.
Justice Dorsey?
Yes.
Justice Johnson?
Yes.
Justice Van Valkenburg?
Yes.
Justice Lee?
Yes.
Justice Hobson?
Yes.
Justice Jensen?
Yes.
Justice Reed?
Yes.
Justice Kerwood?
Yes.
Thank you. Election in Marion County, Arkansas. And the countywide 1/4. Having all other matters pertaining thereto.
Motion to approve. What was the number?
54.
Thank you.
Yes.
You have a discussion?
Oh, I'm sorry, discussion.
Maya?
Please, sir, yes.
I've struggled with this for a while, about every hour. I changed my mind. This is on the 0.5% language. Is that correct?
This is just the quarter cent. This is
Oh, this is the,
submitting the quarter cent to the voters.
oh, this is the quarters. Okay, got a little bit of problem. No wonder it didn't read right. Never mind. Well, I would like to make one comment. First off, it's kind of difficult to separate these ordinances without, and talk about only one. But on the 0.25% is in this ordinance established for maintenance, construction and improvements. Am I correct? Okay. I think it's pertinent to know, or at least to overstate the obvious, that if the voters adopt the community center ordinances, then, and if the 0.25% does not meet the maintenance expenses of that facility, then all of the other expenses will come out of county general, because this is a county facility. So we have to be prepared in our budget to meet the requirements of maintenance if the 2.25 does not make a substantial contribution. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
There are three what I call entities in this county that's for the safety and betterment in this county. That's road department, law enforcement, and volunteer fire departments. Won't touch with just a little bit of law enforcement. We know what happened with November 18th. Went down like 3-1. Now, one of the things when back in October, when we had a P&M meeting, a few days later, there was KTLO had a news report, and in the last paragraph, I'm kind of paraphrasing. Someone from the community center made the statement, I'll say who, it doesn't matter, that if the justices didn't send this over to a vote to the people, they would get a petition. My first thought was, well, why didn't you do that to begin with? Well, of course, it's obvious. It's easier to get 9 to say yes than it is to have to get 10%, whatever that vote might be. I have a difficulty with that with the petition. That's why I'm moving to let the voters decide on it, okay? And I could get into, I've been a real sticker on that, but it really came to bear when I was overseas, and I'll leave it right there. But one of the things that bothered me about if it went to a petition, that's why I really want to move it to where let the voters, is that they understand that when that law enforcement tax did not pass, that sunsets all that, we'll go from, correct me if I'm wrong, we'll go from 1.75 down to 1.25. Somewhere in there, if both these pass, if this one passes, and if the other one will get to it, I probably should have waited till we find out about that, but that will raise the sales tax back up to 2.0. Okay, which we're paying higher than what we're paying now. So I want everyone to understand that that's what's going to happen if it passes. Okay, sales tax are going to go up, and then from Justice Reed, yeah. Now you put that in there where we have to pull from county general to do the maintenance for that. In the meantime, don't forget now law enforcement has to come here and pull from county general as well. Last year, but correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was 870,000. Got to keep that all in mind. I hope the voters keep that in mind, and I hope the community center is, when they try to petition, if it goes there and they go to try to get people to vote on that, please be honest about it. That's all I'm asking.
I would just like to make one point that there's nothing about, like, you know, if there's nothing in the documents about if there's not enough, like if the O&M tax isn't enough to support operation and maintenance of the community center, it doesn't, there's no like mandate that you have to use county general. It'd be up to you.
Well, that's true. That's true.
I understand that, right? But that could get into a financial minefield.
Oh, sure. I just
Yeah.
want to point out that
And-
it's not a requirement of the documents or anything. You're
Right.
not covenanting provide that money.
To get into, again, a financial minefield for the community center if we can't pull money from county general. I just want everyone to understand that. I want the community center to be honest about it, because people are pushing it. Look, I know they've really worked hard, okay? I mean, they really have. Okay, but just be common sense about it. That's all I'm asking. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
This ordinance has some blanks in it, so, if we, ma'am,
It's just the one, and it's filled in with the ordinance number from the previous ordinance. Oh, the execution copies have the dates filled in. for
Okay.
tonight. The ones I brought tonight with me have December 8th filled in.
and, the ordinance that it references passed on today's date, or didn't?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, the execution copy I have does have December 8th filled in. Sorry.
But the ordinance that we're talking about is the levying ordinance? Or would it be the
So,
0.5?
in the first whereas clause, it will read, whereas the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, the county has passed on December 8th, 2025, ordinance number 2025-53. That's what it's going to say.
Okay,
So it's filling in the information that we have, that we just got, that it's today's date and ordinance number 2025-53.
okay, so would it be appropriate at the conclusion of the vote on 25-53 to go back and amend this ordinance, or can it stand the way it is? Because my copy only has blanks. Just a question.
I'm not the attorney involved.
Sure.
It's a procedural
Yeah,
thing, I
yeah,
agree.
yeah. No,
With
that's
my-
fine. Yeah.
Okay,
I
so-
understand what you're saying. Yeah, a motion to amend the ordinance to fill in those blanks.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll wait
sure.
to see how it turns out, but,
Well, you probably want to make the amendment first and then vote to approve the amended.
okay, so it would be appropriate now for a motion of amendment before we vote or after we vote? Okay, then as the copy I have in front of me that substantiates the ordinance, passed on December 8th, an ordinance number, is that the levying?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
But that didn't
Ordinance number
pass.
2025-53.
That didn't pass, so there's, oh no, that's the 0.5.
It did pass.
Okay, that's so 2025-53, that's the amendment that I'm making a motion to carry out. Sorry for the confusion. Need a second and a vote.
Okay. Able to amend this document to reflect the date. Motion and a second. Percy?
Yes.
Mrs. John?
Yes.
Mrs. Van Valkenburg?
Excuse me, is this just to amend?
A
Yes,
motion
we're
to
gonna vote?
amend. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Justice Hobson?
Yes.
Justice Jensen?
Yes.
Justice Reed?
Yes,
Justice Kerwood?
Yes.
Justice Shipman?
Yes, sir.
To explain sections B and C of that language that's to be on the ballot. Because it seems to me that this is just a general tax that can be used for anything, not the maintenance of the building. Like, that's mentioned in there, but then it clearly says it can be used for anything, including general county expenses. Or if we build a new courthouse, we can use this money to pay for those bonds.
true.
Yes, I would be happy to answer that question. So this tax, if approved by the voters, could be used for three purposes. A is operation and maintenance of the new community center and improvements to the new community center. It can be used to pay bonds, and it could be used for general purposes of county government. So yes, you are exactly correct. But the reason that it's structured that way is so that in the event that the voters approved the quarter-cent tax and they did not approve the bond tax, that tax still has to be used for something. It needs to be able to be used for something. And this would give the county the ability to use collections of that tax for whatever the county deemed necessary or desirable at that time.
What you're saying, to reiterate, is that the 0.25 did pass, the 0.50, if it was on the ballot, did not pass. The taxes have to be used for something, so that's why B and
That's
C
correct.
is in there.
That's exactly correct. B is in there to support the payment of the bonds. So the way this is going to be structured, assuming that both questions passed, the half-cent tax can only be used to pay debt service on the bonds. It's levied under a completely different statute. The quarter-cent tax can also be used to pay debt service on the bonds. It's there for extra coverage, so that if for some reason, if the half-cent was not sufficient to pay principal and interest on the bonds, that quarter-cent could be used to make up the shortfall. So what will happen, again, assuming both questions pass, what would happen is the collections of the tax would go to a trustee bank. Both taxes, the half-cent and the quarter-cent. The trustee would set aside the money needed each month for principal and interest, and then what's left of the half-cent is used to pay down bonds on the back end. What's left of the quarter-cent goes back to the county and presumably would be used for operation and maintenance of the community center.
Is it a reasonable statement to think that the 0.25% being applied to bonds would mean that we had a substantial decrease in sales and use tax over some year? Is that a correct statement or a reasonable statement?
That's what it's there for, is,
Yeah, okay.
Extra coverage.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, further discussion?
This is a vote, this is a vote to see if the statement.
Don't have a motion yet.
Just get a motion and clarify that, please.
I thought we did motion to approve then to make the record correct. Or a motion to send it to the voters.
Yeah, a motion to approve the amended ordinance, or the ordinance as amended.
No, thank you.
Please clarify what they're getting ready to vote on.
She's got one.
Sorry, I didn't hear it.
No, she's got one now.
Oh,
Sorry.
Justice Johnson. Falkenberg.
No.
Justice Lee.
No.
Justice Hobson.
No. Yes.
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 okay, the final ordinance that is before you is an ordinance calling a special election on the question of issuing bonds for the new community center and levying a half-cent sales and use tax pledged to the repayment of the bonds.
Motion to read by title only.
Second.
Okay. And Falkenberg.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Justice Hobson,
Yes.
Justice Jensen,
Yes.
Justice Reed.
Yes.
Justice Kerwin.
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Justice Dorsey.
Yes.
Justice Johnson.
Yes.
Ordinance number 2025-55, an ordinance calling for a special election in Marion County, Arkansas, on the question of issuing bonds under amendment number Constitution of the State of Arkansas for the purpose of all or a portion of the cost of new park and recreational facilities. Acts for the purpose of retiring bond and which
Move to suspend the rule, place the ordinance on the second reading by title only.
Second.
ordinance number 25-55. Yeah, okay. Justice Lee.
Read?
Lee,
Okay.
I did it right this time.
Yes.
Justice Hobson.
Yes.
Justice Jensen.
Yes.
Justice Reed.
Yes.
Justice Kerwood.
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Justice Dorsey.
Yes.
Justice Johnson.
Yes.
Justice Van Valkenburg.
Yes.
Motion passed. I-55, an ordinance calling a special election in Marion County, Arkansas, on the question of issuing bonds for the purpose of financing all or a portion of the cost of new parking, levying a new 0.5 sales tax and sales and use tax.
Motion to suspend the rule, place the ordinance on the third reading by title only.
Second.
Thompson.
Yes.
Justice Jensen.
Yes.
Justice Reed.
Yes.
Justice Kerwood.
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Justice Dorsey.
Yes.
Justice Johnson.
Yes.
Justice Van Valkenburg.
Yes.
Ordinance number 2025-55, in order to calling a special election in Marion County, Arkansas, on the question of issuing sales and use tax.
Motion to approve as written.
Second.
Jensen.
No.
Discussion.
I'm sorry.
Go
ahead, sir. No, go ahead.
Thank you. I've been really taxed by this ordinance. One of the concerns, of course, is obvious, and that's a long-term fairly extensive debt for the county. The fact that the ability to issue bonds would be tied up for a number of years. I'm certainly concerned about the increase in sales and use tax for District 5. And I have battled that in my head for a little bit. And what I have decided is that I would support this ordinance and take up my concerns in the polling booth. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'm agreeing with what he said. It again goes back to what I said before. I would rather this went to a vote of the people. Again, I'm going to emphasize that the information needs to go out, exactly what will happen if both these ordinances pass. End up being and paying a sales tax more than what we currently have right now. And to me, be careful, there again. Or said no to the law enforcement, and that's more, and I'm not trying to be insulted, but that's more of an important entity than a community center. Or said no, so I'm just warning you, get ready. Just be honest about everything, about what this is going to do. Again, I'm extended to the vote of the people.
Thank you, sir.
I do have one question, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Throughout visiting about this project for quite some time, we went through different intervals as far as different numbers, what it's going to cost to build the facility. And as I understand it, the cost as of today is going to be $16.5 million. Is that correct? And I apologize, this is a loaded question.
No, not at all. My name is Michael McBride. I'm with Stevens Inc. We would serve as underwriter if this was a successful election. So we would handle the issuance of the bonds for the county, all the work on the county jail project. So to answer your question, the 16.5 on the ballot is the not to exceed amount that will be voted on by voters. So there's a lot of variables when you're going into one of these projects. We don't know what marketing techniques we're going to need. So the coverage that we were discussing, that's our fault. What we like to do is make sure there's sufficient additional revenues available because we want to make sure that we're able to get out there and market the bonds for the best possible interest rate for the county. So what do investors like to see? Like to see if there's additional monies there. I say all that to say what we have done is we have put some additional security features that I don't know whether or not we will need. One of which is a debt service reserve fund, which is setting aside half of an annual payment in an account. So investors like to see that, right? So if taxes dip, there's an account of cash that the county is holding that would hit first before there was any potential default or hit on the other taxes. So I say all that to say the numbers that we have run were for a construction amount of $15,125,000. There would be some variance into that. If you need less than that, you can always issue less than what's on the ballot. Our goal is to put a number that is conservative enough that once you get through this process, if say the market has changed and we do need that debt service reserve, I think if we issued today, we would not. But if we do need it, it's there and we have sufficient money where we're not knocking down your construction amount. Does that make sense?
It does, but to follow up with my question, and I'm coming at you as a voter because I support putting this on the ballot. How long is it going to take to extinguish that debt and how much is it going to cost the taxpayer in interest?
Absolutely. So interest would not be set until we sell the bond. So it's hard for me to give you an exact answer on that.
Yeah.
I'll work you through that. So what we would do is we would issue under today's interest rate market, we'd issue a 25-year bond issue. That would give us sufficient coverage on just the debt service tax alone, the 0.5. Because what I don't want is to have 1 year of a small variance and now we're moving into your M&O money. You follow me on that?
Mhm.
So we would stretch it out further, but knowing that all of the 0.5 is going to the repayment of the debt. With 0% growth in your tax, and you have not seen substantial growth, but there has been growth in your tax, I try to remove when the internet sales tax came in, because I don't think that's fair, because from that point, you've had substantial growth. But let's look at the last couple of years when we've kind of levelized out, not substantial growth, but with zero growth in the tax, 20 to 21 years is what it would take to redeem the debt. Now, if there is growth in the tax, that would be shorter. And you have had some growth, so how substantial that would be, I'd need to run you different scenarios, but it would probably shave off a year or two to that if you're going to see pretty normal growth, which I would consider 2 to 3%. So to tell you exactly what the interest expense would be over the life, hard to say. On my conservative figures, this 25-year transaction would have about a 4.5% interest rate. Now, again, that is in today's market. We won't set the rates. One, you got to have a successful election. But two, what you have to do is you can't sell bonds until 30 days after the election, which is when interest rates would lock in. It's pretty quick to go from election day to sale within 30 days. So probably 60 days after the election, that's when you're going to lock in your rate. What rates are at that time would determine, but let's just look at the 4.5 scenario. The total payback without any redemptions, I don't have the redemption figure with me, so it would be less than this. You'd be looking at a total payback of just over $27.5 million.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
This is a little bit different comment, but about 2 months ago, somebody emailed me and wanted to know what JP's doing in Marion County. And we went back and forth with emails, and it finally got to where the lady asked, how do I feel about the community center? I told her, I said, ma'am, I said, it's not how I feel. I'm supposed to be representing like 1,800 people. It's what they feel. I take my daughter up to the community center and Nick said, we love it. I'm just saying that first off. Okay, but I went out to Price Place, Oakland, Promised Land, Peel, Promise, and Pine Mountain, and a few people in Lazy Acres. Had a hard time finding some of them. Okay, but their consensus was the same. So that's where I'm coming from as a JP in District 1. It's not what I personally want to vote for, but I'm supposed to be representing 1,800 people. And my vote is for what I've heard from those people. So I just want everybody to know that. And I hope everybody else on the board has reached out to their areas to find out what the people want, not what 9 people want. I've talked to Marie about different things and she's been very helpful where I've transferred that information to people, and I appreciate that. But I gotta vote for who I'm supposed to represent, and I just want everybody to know that.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Again, just to overstate the obvious, this ordinance does not, we're not, that's not an up and down vote on whether or not the community center is going to be built. This ordinance says who's going to decide, the court or the people? Second question, would you go over why that 0.25% is in this language?
Yes. So this goes back to kind of the coverage discussion, and in the ballot language that goes to the voters, they need to. Yes.
What was your question again, sir? I didn't hear that.
Why is the 0.25% in the language in this ordinance?
Thank you. I'm sorry.
That's a good question. So when we're submitting a bond question to the voters, they need to understand what the security for the bonds is going to be. And so under this ordinance, we are levying and pledging a 0.5 sales and use tax. But if the quarter-cent tax is separately approved by the voters, we are saying that can also be used as security for the bonds. So it's important that the voters know that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ready to vote?
Actually, sorry.
Yes, sir.
With regard to this ordinance, you have in here the language. Any necessary land acquisition. Community people have 22 acres. Are they going to deed it to the county prior to us voting on this? Or is the county then going to be turned around and asked to purchase it from them? And here's the ordinance that says land acquisition. Then I have 2 other concerns, and that is this land is located in the city of Yellville. You do need to get a slight zoning change. It's a conditional permit, and I'm sure the city would give it, but I went over to talk to the mayor and the clerk today. As far as they know, that's never been addressed with the city. Likewise, does the city utilities have the capability, or is the county going to have to pay to improve the city's utilities with regard to water and sewer out there? I don't know if those questions have been addressed, but I'm pretty sure we don't have an agreement, and Judge, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct.
With regard to the real estate.
I'll let Marie Thompson speak. We've discussed it, but there's nothing in writing at this time. Would you come forward to the podium, please? How everybody can hear this, listen online, everybody hear.
I'm old. I can't hear.
So much. Okay, we did get our zoning, and it wasn't really a zoning agreement. We didn't require that, but that has been approved by the city of Yellville a year ago. So that is done. The land will be gifted to the county, and that will involve the footprint of the building, I think Sarah and I talked about this, the footprint of the building, reasonable, access to the, utilities, and of course, parking, anything that's, and ingress, egress, that will all be gifted to the county. There'll be no charge for that. Okay, we talked about this and we discussed lease versus ownership. It appears that ownership is best for the county. Okay, so, and what was the third thing? Owning. Utilities, thank you, yes. Utilities, Mayor Sean Lane, we are blessed to say, sold us the 3 acres, and the county helped us with that. In front of the property, it has all utilities, septic, water, gas, cable, everything. And I have a map of that, and that has been confirmed by Shane Deming, who works in construction, is on our board.
That wasn't my question, though. My question was, can the utilities, as they exist, handle the size of the building that's going in?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is, yes.
And to reiterate, you did state that if these passed, that the land will be gifted to the county.
That is
There'll be no money spent by the county for the
No,
land.
that is correct. Correct. Now that is, but I want to make sure everybody understands, that's not the whole 25 acres because we have other plans for the rest of the acreage, other plans that will serve the people of Marion County, we hope. But the project property will be gifted to the county. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Justice.
I asked the same question that Mr. Carter asked, and I was given the same answer. So I'm uncertain where the clarity is with the building permit being approved and the infrastructure of City of Yellville Water and Sewer being able to support the community center.
No.
I have been given the same answer that Mr. Carter's been given.
Oh, okay. Forgive me, my dear, I'm confused. Do you want me to specify something else or you're just confirming that?
Well, what I'm asking for is proof that the county, or excuse me, the city has signed off. The city has given you something that says, yes, you're
Yes.
ready to move forward with building.
Well, now, we do not have a building permit yet. This is about the zoning.
I understand.
The building
Zoning, yes.
permit comes, I've been told by our county officials, that the permit is, we were too early for the permit. But the zoning, yes, we have a letter from the city of Yellville and that can be provided to you all.
Yes, sir.
So let's get a clarification. Do we have confirmation that the water system, just for example, adequate enough to meet the requirements, not just for the community center, but anything else that happens? Is it going to be a point there where something comes up and the water pressure goes down or whatever, because we've added on, because you're talking about an indoor pool, so you're talking about a lot of money, so a lot of water.
Do you
A lot of money, too.
Water, is it 6 or 12 inches? 12-inch main, yeah.
Okay.
We've been told that's adequate.
The city has told you that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the septic runs right on the edge of the property. I mean, it's right there. Because I think what happened, and I hope that I'm telling you correctly, at one point in time, that property was going to be developed by the Yellville Summit School District. And a number of the utilities were put in at that time that were adequate to support the school. So we're very grateful to have had them sell us the property and we have that infrastructure present.
Yes, sir.
I think it's important to note that if this ordinance passes, these administrative questions like zoning and permits will be the responsibility of the county, not the committee. Because it will be a county project owned and ran by the county.
Correct. Correct. But we hope, and let me make this clear to a number, and thank you for asking that question, Mr. Reed. I appreciate you. And I saw a lot of head shaking here in the audience, and I want to say something very important about this project. Number one, we've been working on this for 15 years, and we have absolutely no plan to desert the county on this, okay? Because there are things that a nonprofit can do for this project that the county cannot. We already have Marion County Foundation already incorporated and approved by the IRS in place. waiting to be populated so that we can raise funds to endow this building. Because the judge and I have talked several times, we don't want to get that phone call at 8 o'clock at night that says the pool pump just went out and we need $50,000. We're not going to do that. We've already got plans in place to make sure. So we need, and you and I have discussed this, and to a number of people's comments, we need to work out an agreement that we will be able to help you sustain this building. That is absolutely our plan. And I think what we've talked to the judge about was that we would eventually be an administrative board, because legally, Mr. Russo can address this also, we would be able to funnel money through an administrative board where we can't funnel money through an advisory board. So we have plans in place. It's just a matter of sitting down with a good committee and ironing them out. And we're ready to do that. We're ready to do that in time.
Yes, sir.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if this passes, then the quorum court has answered all the questions. It then becomes a contract or agreement or a board between whoever and the executive, the judge. The quorum court, I can't remember if we have to approve that or not. We would have to approve a board, but
Yes, you would.
but a contract you would do. But the point is that eventually the quorum court's going to be out of this discussion.
Right.
And it's going to be the executive and whoever to manage it. There may be ancillary questions that come before the court, but the major, Mr. Russo shaking his head, I would like his input.
Court's gonna be responsible for the annual budgeting of the
Mhm. Good point.
100%.
Good point. But that was only my comment, that eventually these are administrative questions to be answered by the executive.
Yes, sir. We're ready. We're ready to go. If the voters say yes, we're ready to go. We're ready to work with you.
Thank you for your answers. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
So just to clarify this, county's gonna be on the hook for $16.5 million when bonds, when all, the maximum of. And we're gonna own an acre of land and a
Well,
building,
It'll be more than that, sir.
like 2 acres of land and a building.
I'd guess more, because you've got
You said the building,
the footprint of the building.
And the parking.
Yes, and whatever footage you would need for access for utilities and everything like that. plus
that's right
ingress,
away, that's
egress.
right away. We don't own that. County don't own that. That's gonna be a right away anyway.
I'm so
I mean, that
sorry.
would be a right of way anyway for the
Right.
electrician and all that stuff. So that's not an ownership. There's 20-something acres out there the county's gonna own. So if this all went belly up and we got stuck with a $16.5 million building on generously say 5 acres, we can't do anything with, we're never gonna get anything out of that if everything happened, or if anything negative happened.
Well, I will tell you, this building's not gonna go belly up.
No,
Not
you
going
can't
to.
guarantee that.
Take a look at Harrison. Take a look at what's
I know they
coming
just
in
doubled their
Mount Hope.
prices. My daughter goes over there. I know what they did. They couldn't sustain it.
It's as far as I know, they are doing very well.
Doubled their prices.
Well, we have let's look at something a little different. Berryville is a better comparable for us. They have a 1/2 cent, the city does. It produces about $500,000 a year. They run that building beautifully on that, plus a modest set of charges, which ours would be very modest too. This building is not going to go belly up if we manage it. And I say we, that's all of us, well, and serve the people well.
So another question is, so the employees that are gonna work out there, what are we projecting employees? How many employees are gonna be out there?
So far, we have 7 full-time and 4 part-time.
They're gonna work for the community center?
No, they're county
And
employees.
county employees, so
County
we're,
employees, that is
so-
correct.
ballpark,
I'm gonna interrupt this call to order. I'm gonna do a question of privilege. I'm gonna recess for 5 minutes real fast. Meeting back in session. Thank you for that recess. As I was joking with some JPs, I am getting a little bit older, so that's my fault, but I appreciate y'all's patience. We can start right back with the same line of questioning if need be. We can go from there. Yes, sir.
If it's okay, Mr. McBride, oh, I'm sorry. I have a question for Mr. Are you finished? I don't want to interrupt you.
I made a comment. real quick
Absolutely.
In case I don't get
Please.
called back
Yes,
up.
I did cut you off. I do apologize about that.
Thank you. And then Mr. McBride, I know I'd be glad to give you, I just want to say this to everybody. We've been at this for officially 15 years, okay? Any of us before that. And let me just tell you really quickly, because I know the meeting's getting long. We've tried about everything we knew to try, okay? We started out looking for grants, and in '09, there were building grants because the city of Mountain Home got a beautiful grant from the foundation to build their library. That all dried up in 8, 9, and 10. Do y'all remember what happened in 8, 9, and 10? Financial downturn in the entire country. Big building grants disappeared. And if you can find us a donor who will give us $14 million for this building, I will put your name on the building. But we've looked at used buildings. We called the Walmart and Flippin'. They had just leased that Walmart, the old Walmart and Flippin', the day before I called them to Orchulans. We've done everything we know to do to keep this at a minimum expense to the people. We know this county has a lot of needs. This is our last option to come to you. Please do not sit there and think we're trying to push this off on you because we don't have the energy to do it. We've looked, we've tried. This is a great opportunity. The county at large has so much power, more than a city. We have no cities in Marion County who have the tax base to support this. So we're looking at the county. Our county has incredible needs. Our kids, number one, our kids, our older adults. We are second only to Baxter County in the age of our population. Veterans, 1 out of every 10 county is a veteran. Yeah, yeah. So we need to grow our economy in Marion. And I hear you. I hear the pain in your voices and the concerns. Let's build this. Let's get something going. Let's get something where people will come here, spend their money, support this building, and this in turn will support the economy. And that includes the sheriff's office. If we are able to generate more taxes in this county, sales tax, that will help everybody who depends on sales tax in this government. So please think about this as positively as you can. We are working hard to try to help our people. Thank you, sir.
Mr. McBride, I have a question for you. In the ordinance, we're talking about $16.5 million to finance the project.
Yes, sir. That's the principal amount of the
But you
potential
mentioned,
loan.
you mentioned 21 million to retire the bond.
27 and a half, just a little over 27.5 million, I think would be the principal plus interest. If you did no pay downs, I don't have the pay downs.
Right, and you don't have it.
So let's just say in the very worst case scenario, the total repayment of the principal plus interest would be about 27.5 million.
So
It will be less than that because the excess tax collections will pay off principal early, and so the interest expense will decrease.
is it a reasonable statement that $16.5 million is substantially less than what it takes to retire the bonds?
Yes. Yeah, so just think about it like this. Your annual tax collections from the 0.5 is about $1.2 million.
That's what we heard.
We're gonna set this at 10% less than that, so you have coverage of 1.10 times. So your payment would be around 1.1, and I'm telling you 1.1 times 25 is roughly where I'm getting these numbers. Does that make sense? But the extra $100,000 is gonna go to pay off the back end of the bonds every single year. That's why I'm saying it's shortening up. So the principal, I mean, just as with any loan, you have the stated principal amount and then the total repayment. So the stated principal amount is the 16.5. The total repayment is the 27.5 that I'm quoting. And again, I can't guarantee that that's the final number. That won't be set until the final interest rate. What I can guarantee you is the 16.5 is the not to exceed amount. It
For the
could,
construction.
for the entirety of the loan. 16.5 is for the entirety of the loan.
Including interest?
No, sir.
Okay, that's what I
The
thought.
principal of the loan.
So
So
is
there's a
it,
construction fund, there's potentially a debt service fund, there's various costs of issuance associated with that.
so it's a reasonable statement that the $16.5 million, the liability to the county is over 20 million by some definition.
Yeah, I think that would be fair.
Thank you.
Justice Hobson, I do apologize. You were in the middle of questioning while I did recess. I hadn't come back to you when I first started, so please, you have more questions.
Yeah, well, my question again was the employees, so the county's paying for that, it's coming out of our funds, right?
Correct, coming out of the taxes.
So ballpark of 400,000 for 7 employees and benefits and 4 part-time.
Seven is what was suggested, but I don't know how many it would take to run it.
And we're saying we're gonna bring in all this money for sales tax here. We're using that building. I don't think there's gonna be any sales tax if somebody rents the building for a tournament or whatever. Where are these people gonna stay and where are they gonna eat? Because there's no housing in Marion County. Hotels, motels, all that, and there's not a whole lot of restaurants that can handle 400 to 600 people at a volleyball tournament. They're gonna stay in Baxter County, or they're gonna stay in Boone County.
Well, maybe not. Maybe we get more hotels and we get more restaurants.
That what,
Maybe
that the
we
other
grow.
20 acres?
Maybe we grow that. And that would be good for the
It would be
economy
good.
of Yellville and Flippin and,
Would be good, but it seems like we're getting the horse before the cart here.
well, know about that either. I don't.
And you're gonna have a giant building for people and they can't eat here. They can't stay here initially. Because those, it takes time to build a hotel, it takes time to build a restaurant.
Right, right. That would be a good problem for us to have.
I
A
don't,
good problem for
I
us.
don't know
to
what it
have.
would be if we're going belly up.
Observation.
Hold on. Justice Johnson's next.
First off, just be careful about making comparisons to Boone County and Baxter, okay? Because we're a class 2 county, they're a class 4. So you say, yeah, boy, look what they got. Well, there's the reason that they can have that, because if there's Harrison and their Mount Holman, you get in Baxter County. So I'm just, if you start making those comparisons, you can't, it doesn't fly, okay? And the other thing that really bothers me is my understanding was that if it's built, then all the property went to the county. Now you're saying just part of it, no, because that was the assumption that I had when we had the P&M meeting in October. You said, yeah, we'll leave the property to the county. Well, as far as that, my book asked, that was all the property. Now you're saying it's only part of the property. Now, here's the problem you're gonna get into that, if that's the case. Now you guys are gonna have all the other property out there, correct? Okay? Then if you decide to do something with it, the county has no say in anything of that. That's gonna, and it could, well, no, it will directly affect the community center that's there. So what bothers me now was, because again, I'm going back to October, you said we deed the property to the county. Now you're saying, no, you want to get part of it. That ain't flying very well with me.
I'm sorry you misunderstood because.
I didn't
we-
misunderstand anything. You said
you did.
the property.
Okay.
You did not say part of the property.
Let,
Well, hold on real quick. We will each take turns speaking. I don't care how long this meeting lasts. This is a passionate subject on both sides.
And I apologize, I jumped in.
But we'll take turns. If you want to speak, we'll raise a hand. I'll acknowledge you. I'll put you in order. I'll get everybody a chance to speak, but we're not gonna talk over people. I believe. Chuck, you have the next question.
I just had a question. We talked about like the quarter cent. With the projected expenses, the quarter cent was gonna be like $25,000 for maxing out. Is that correct?
now, wait a minute, run that by me again. I'm so sorry.
The
The
quarter
quarter of a
cent, the
cent?
projection for the quarter cent sales tax, that would be for maintenance, running and upkeep. That it was gonna be for what your projections are, was like within like $25,000.
No, the quarter of a cent, the quarter of a cent will generate $625,000. The quarter of a cent. Oh,
Okay.
excuse me. Yeah, $625,000. Now, the budget that we submitted to you all back in April, we based that off and to Mr. Reed's, Justice Reed's concerns, we based that on $550,000. We did not go all the way because we were concerned about what that half cent would continue to generate. So we left ourselves some leeway. The employee salaries right now are at about $340,000. The utilities is what we need to be really aware of. The utilities will run another $200,000 to $250,000. Now that's electric, gas. Gas is huge for the pool. And all the other things, the septic, all of that, that is all in there. That is all based on local prices. Okay, does that help? So basically, and then we have, so basically the employees, that's a big chunk of that $625,000 is going to go to the employees. These will be local people or people who live here in Marion County or people who will come to live in Marion County. These will be citizens of Marion County for the most part, unless we hire somebody from outside the area. But these will be people, these are not temporary people. These are going to become employees. They will be citizens.
And the the revenue from the fees is all figured in.
No, the revenues from the fees, that's a great question. Thank you. The revenues from the fees is separate, and we left that separate. When we did the budget in April of '08 that we did not get to present to you that evening, I apologize, but we had the county employees' salaries at about, like I said, about 300, let's say 350,000. Another 2 to 250 on utilities. We had no charges in that at all. We actually came out $118,000 in the black on that. Okay. So we left the 118,000 hanging out there though, because there are a lot of things that we have no way of accounting for. One of them that we're working on is getting, we need agreements for maintenance for, like we get the pool pump and we're going to need a maintenance agreement for that. Well, we don't even know what company we're going to be dealing with yet. Then there's always loss, broken equipment, vandalism in the building. We toured 7 facilities in Missouri and Arkansas, and we learned a lot from those folks about what they needed and what they went through and what their expenses were. So we tried to figure that in there. Now, the charges that we're working on, we're learning too. We've learned from the public in the last few months that they really want to know what the charges are going to be. We didn't do that because we felt like we could not honestly say to people, this is what we're going to charge you. And the building's 2 years out. But I think that we've come up with enough of a scale there that we can assure people. And right now, our charges are running about half of what either facility is. Okay, there's a reason for that. And you're right, we can't compare ourselves with Harrison and Mountain Home. We cannot do that. We're a smaller rural county. We have a smaller building. Our building is less than a half of what they're building in Mountain Home. Mountain Home's project is a $90 million project. $90 million. The aquatic center they built in Harrison is $30 million. We're sitting here asking you for 16 with interest, unfortunately. But the point is, we have tried to be careful about what we've done with this building to build something that will help the county, but not break us. We all live here. I pay taxes too. Everybody else may bring it.
A quick follow-up.
Yes, sir.
If you max out though, that quarter cent for unforeseen stuff, does that need to come before the quorum court to appropriate the money for that? Yes.
I will tell you, I think the projections for the revenues, we have very low projections for our revenues. And I think
But we as court members have to protect
Right, right.
financial interests of this county,
You betcha.
long-term.
You betcha. Well, let me just say this to you. Visited Berryville right after COVID. That was like the third or fourth visit over there. They had to shut their facility down for an entire year. Nobody came or went. So we set our budget up so that we can run that building if not one person walks through the door. Pay our bills. And we can keep the employees. I think we figured we'd have to cut everybody to the 32 hours a week. But Berryville shut down. They kept their employees, they paid their bills, and they renovated the building in that year. They painted, did lots of change. So we based our budget on that so that if there was not 1 ounce of revenue coming in the door, the building would support itself.
I believe Justice Dorsey had a question.
Sure.
I did, and this is just, once again, I want to see this make it to the ballot, but I've got another observation I'd like to bring up. You mentioned bringing in business, thriving business. Are you familiar with franchise fee? Do you know what a franchise fee is? Okay. Do you understand excuse me, do we, there are certain requirements for a franchise based upon annual memberships, real estate, so on and so forth. Do you have any prospects to come in here, for instance?
No, I will just tell you, we are not that far into the project. I mean, we have on our employee projections, a marketer and we're hoping to, or the judge or you all hire someone who will be qualified to start looking for that kind of thing. But I do understand we're kind of between a rock and a hard place because of the size of our area, the numbers, the projections. I understand as far as customers and things like that. But no, we are just dealing with the building right now.
May I give 2 examples?
Sure. Please.
Okay. And I have worked around franchise before. I've done it within what I do for a living. I have had to look at different franchises. This is just an observation. For a motel franchise, I'm not going to name it specifically because we're on record. The initial investment can be anywhere from $290,000 to $8.2 million. Okay, there's a whole lot of factors in that. Whether you're buying property, building up, or you're buying an existing property to rehab, the term commitment on that is usually around 20 years. There's additional costs and franchise fees included in that. One specific dollar amount is $35,000. Also within there, there's a 5.5 royalty fee on top of that. And I know I'm going away from a project, but I'm wanting to try to reel everybody back in to show that there's going to be, to bring in something as wonderful as this, that we could have, we're going to have some constraints on what we can bring in. And I'm just wanting to bring that to light. Is all I'm trying to do.
I would say to you though, if it'll help, and because that's back to Justice Hobson's concerns too, about growth. And of course, I have no idea what kind of projections to make. I can say this to you with confidence, okay? Absolute confidence. If we can just get our own people, we can just serve the people in this county, have them come here and spend their money at this community. That will help. Right now, people, and I'm just telling you the absolute truth, and if you don't think it, you need to talk to your people again, are going out of the area. They are not spending their money in Marion County. They're here for Walmart and Harps and a few other things. People, especially on the edges of our county. Absolutely. Who would ask Oakland to try to drive all the way down here and get their groceries at Harps or Walmart?
Every Tuesday. It's a long drive from Oakland.
See, there you go. But what I'm saying is our geography, and that was in the business plan that we pointed out. We love our county. This is a magnificent, and we want to keep it that way. But our geography works against us. have people on, and there's a number of them here tonight, who are on the edges of the county. They do not support Marion County's economy. And it's not their fault. It makes no sense. But if we can just get services in this area, that the main engine, we know this, the main financial engine for Marion County is North 14, South 14, Yellowville, Flippin, and a perimeter around those towns, and a little bit of Bull Shoals. Does anybody disagree with that? Okay, so if we can just encourage those people, that will help. That'll start to help our financial picture, I think. And I don't have any answers to what you said.
Just an observation.
Okay.
Justice Reed.
Just as a technicality, 2025-1 defines a 3-minute speaking time.
Oh.
I would appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
My
Thank you for bringing that
apologies.
up. That's no problem.
And that.
Yes, sir.
I have one more question. The amount of employees, and then is the 25 volunteer number that you said, is that what's required
No.
to make it operate?
No, but I will tell you this, we're gonna try to run this place for 12 hours, from 8 in the morning till 8 in the evening. And we've got a schedule, so we know it'll work, but boy, it's gonna be tight. And if we have big events, we're gonna need help. So volunteers are critical. And since COVID, our volunteerism in the county is down. So one of our positions, starting out part-time, is a volunteer coordinator. And in the budget, we have, now with a volunteer, you have to have a background check, you have to have a drug screen, everything. That is in the budget. The expense for 25 people is in the budget. All those things, because we don't expect our volunteers to pay for their own drug screen. But those are the things we have to do now. So those volunteers will be critical to running this building under budget.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yes, sir.
Question to you. So how many years are we talking of payoff for this community center?
So it will have a stated maturity of 25 years under today's interest rate environment. However, I would project with zero growth in the tax, the bonds would pay off in around 20 to 21 years. Pay them off every 6 months. That's why I'm giving you and if there is any growth in the tax, that number would shorten. It will not go longer than 25. However, with the excess money that we're talking about with the coverage, just from the 0.5, because I stated, we're going to make sure that it's 10% less than what current collections are is what the annual payment would be. That 10% will be utilized and be required to be utilized to pay the debt off early. Growth in the tax, you would see that shrink. If the tax goes down 10%, then it would be no longer than 25 years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I have a question for Ms. McBride. Is the jail a good example of how that tax would work? Because I know it's paid off early.
Yes,
And what were the details on it?
the jail was set up in the exact same manner as this. You had a debt service tax and a coverage tax that was for the operation.
And how many years was the bond for and how?
I could look if you would give me just a minute, but yeah, that was a 2017 bond issue and it is already, it's set to pay off very soon. The initial stated maturity on it, I don't know off the top of my head.
That would be a real life example.
Yes, and that's very common. I mean, you don't ever want to say just because it happened in the past, it's going to happen, but it's very typical that you see at least some growth in a sales tax over a period of time. So it wouldn't shock me if it paid off sooner than that 2021 year. Obviously, I can't guarantee that by any means, but if you do see growth in that tax, you would see that shorten up. And it just continues to compound itself because you're paying off principal early, meaning your annual payment goes down, which means there's additional monies available to pay off principal early. So it can really, it can work. And That's it. That's how we do, I'd say 90% of the sales taxes in the state of Arkansas.
That's the information you were just talking about.
Oh, yeah, I just don't, oh, is this the final?
Yep.
Stated maturity was 2036. And those have already, they're coming close to due. So very similar setup.
Date of maturity for the jail one.
The jail ones was
2036,
Correct.
and we're sunsetting it in 2026. Correct.
And again, to be fair, everybody in Arkansas saw real substantial growth in their sales tax when we saw the internet sales tax come online. So that's why I was saying earlier, it's what happened, but there was a really big one-time jump because now all of a sudden, all your sales tax, which had not been collected locally, is now being collected locally. So it really helped speed that up substantially.
Thank you, sir.
Are there any further discussion?
Got more? Yes, sir.
I just want to say that you find this in your minds and hearts, put this on the agenda. Citizens wanted to support it, and leaving the existing tax base the way it is. The 25 basis points relates to $5 for every $10,000 you spend county. So the average person spending $40,000 in the county is going to cost them an additional $100. And I think that is a tremendous benefit cost ratio, particularly when you consider, I think it will bring pride into the community. I think it will also attract newer interest in the community that'll take advantage of our tremendous natural resources in a non-exploitive manner. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Did you or anyone else want to make a motion to amend the 10 whereas clause and add in those same, that same information, today's date, and then the ordinance number 2025 dash?
I've got one more comment back here. I'll take one more comment from the audience right here.
Oh, I just wanted to know when they. Voting on my. On piece of property. By voting for someone on your board. Leave the property to the county.
We could easily have something drawn up that states that it will be deeded upon the passing before it passed. We can have it drawn up, but I wouldn't want to deed it to the county until it passed. We can have paperwork that stipulates upon passing, this will be deeded to the county before the vote. That's not a problem at all.
And who?
I would have my council draw that up and meet with the community center and sign off on that.
My second question would be why would.
That's a question for them.
Oh, okay. That has a simple answer. We have other plans for the property. And that also includes service. We are open to other county entities joining us at some point in time, if that works out. We have issued many years ago, an invitation to the library to join us out there. The schools would love that because when they bus the kids in, they just bring them into the community center and the library at the same time. So we have plans, soccer fields, even if this doesn't pass, we will use the land for the people of Marion County. That's the deal we made with the Yellowville Summit School System.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, Justice Reed.
I move to amend the presented ordinance, and I believe it's the 10th or 11th whereas, to include the previous 0.25% sales tax ordinance. I think that's at 54, 53, and today's date. That would be the blanks that are in that paragraph.
Second.
This is on the amendment. Justice Jensen,
Voting on the,
amending the ordinance to have the dates and the
Yes.
orders.
yes.
Yes, thank you. Justice Reed,
Yes.
Justice Kerwin.
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Justice Markey,
Yes.
Justice Johnson.
Yes.
Justice Van Valkenburg.
Yes.
Justice Lee,
Yes.
Justice Hobson.
Yes.
Thank you.
On the amended.
We've already had the motion. The adoption roll. Justice Reed,
Wait. Yeah. Motion to adopt the amended ordinance.
Yes.
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Justice Dorsey,
Yes.
Justice Johnson,
Yes.
Justice Van Valkenburg,
Oh.
Justice Lee,
No.
Hobson.
No. No.
Thank you.
What number did you, how many did you?
5 and 4.
5 to 4 passed. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now can I get a motion to read all the rest of the ordinances by title?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? This is ordinance number 2556, an ordinance establishing the Marion County, Arkansas annual budget for the fiscal calendar year beginning January 1, 2026, and ending December 31st, 2026.
Second.
Caption.
Go ahead, sir.
I invite the court to turn to page 61 of the agenda. This chart shows the obligations to County General Fund 1000. And it reads like this: carry forward is $3 million. That may be amended. Projection transfers is 2.5 million minus 55,000 or so. I may have that decimal wrong. But anyway, the 90% total is 4.9 million, right at 5 million. The 2026 budget expenses is 5.4 million. That means that at the end of the year, County General will be sitting at a negative $470,000. If it's amended, it'll be a little bit more, and there may be some additions due to revenue. There are currently 35 different funds that use County General for funding. County General carryover is used to pay the bills for the first quarter or so in the next year. As this stands, this means that County General will practically be depleted at the first quarter of 2027, and the departmental budgets will not be funded. That is no money for employees' salaries or other expenses. With that in mind, I so move that this budget ordinance be withdrawn and sent back to the Budget Committee with the explicit instructions to reduce the obligations to County General by a minimum of $2 million or greater, as well as other budget reductions necessary to achieve financial stability.
I second.
On the,
Discussion?
Please call roll on this one. There's motion to withdraw the budget that we've been working on since September. So that's what you're voting. Withdraw the budget that we've been working on since September. There's discussion. I'll start with Deputy Treasurer.
Yes, okay, so when we first did carryover projections for county general, it was sitting at about 3 million of what we were projecting. Because, we were actually looking at bringing in this point at the end of the year. But we have some money coming from transfers, as all the road department, we had,
Mrs. Knowles, would you please come to the podium? I'm sorry. That way everybody can hear you and it's all everybody's on the same page.
Everybody go.
also,
Go ahead.
I would like for you guys to refer to the ordinance I handed out at the beginning of the meeting that will have all the updated numbers for this ordinance. Thank you.
Yes, so the only two funds that were changed carryover wise were county general and road department. And that is because county general, we had less expenditures for our conditional transfers, so that's a good thing. And then we had some money come in that raised up the carryover balance. And the same thing with 2000, we had some money come in this last couple weeks that raised that up. So I wanted to get those numbers reflecting properly.
any further discussion on
Yes.
motion to withdraw?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I just handed out something I put together with Marion County budget carryover and handed to the justice there. And when you go down there, there are 11 different entities on the budget for 2026. And if you look at them, one of them was what Justice Reed brought up was the 2026 budget, there's a $470,000 deficit. But if you look at these others, put down, those are also deficit there. When you add all those up, those 11, it comes to $1,252,616.70. So this is there's far more in there than just the one point that Justice Reed brought up. And yeah, this has got to go back to commit to a budget committee. And I'm not on the budget committee, but to me, there should be a line item view on all that, whatever, because again, far more than 470,000 Justice Reed brought up. Oh,
I appreciate that, sir.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I've been working on this since September. I always encourage JPs that aren't on committees to attend. We've had 7 the last few months attend the meetings, and so it's been helpful. But we are voting to not proceed the budget at hand at this time. Am I correct, Clerk Moffitt?
That is my,
So a yes vote means we're gonna end the budget talk tonight. A no vote means we're gonna go ahead and get through this amendment and get to the budget.
that is correct.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Will you say that again? Just so I can make sure I didn't
Yes.
misunderstand.
Just as we put forth an amendment to scrap what we have been working on since September and kick it back to the budget committee meeting. So a yes vote to this amendment means we're scrapping the budget and going back to the budget committee. A no vote means you are confident in the budget that we have at hand, that we've been working on, and would like to proceed forward.
Further discussion.
I would submit in addition to what you said, Judge, is that a yes vote to withdraw means that we can fund the first quarter in 2027. If the budget committee comes back with a budget that is not $2 million in deficit. Thank you.
I don't know why.
Oh. Obviously, I've had a rough day, so. No.
No means we're going. Okay,
Sorry.
Justice Shipman.
No.
Ms. Dorsey.
No.
Johnson.
Yes.
Ed Valkenburg.
Oh,
No.
Hobson.
No. No.
Justice Reed.
Yes.
Further discussion.
What was the number, please?
56. Justice Shipman. Justice Dorsey.
Yes.
Justice Johnson.
No.
Ed Valkenburg.
yes.
Justice Lee.
No.
Justice Hobson.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Ordinance number 4557, an ordinance to repeal ordinances 1010, 2001, 2003, 41, 2007, 25, 2018, 4, 2018, 49, 2021, 4, 21, 45, 21, 66, 21, 92, 21, 90. 110, 21, 111, 21, 120, 22, 122, 33, 22, 82, 23, 8, 5, and 25, 29, to adopt and establish a new Marion County personnel policy.
Second.
Sorry. Great discussion.
Just a note to commend the personnel committee for the excellent work they did.
Yes. I want to reiterate that, is that the personnel policy, I don't know the last time it was written. It had to be decades ago.
In
And what-
2001, because I typed it.
And I'm telling you, for what that was,
Which
you just
one?
manage yourself. For what that was, to where we came to with this is absolutely amazing. Yes, and I was going to say thank you to all that was involved. Yes, sir.
I'd like to say thank you too, because Justice Lee led us. Cheyenne was very big in helping out. And some of the other department heads that were there every night for our meetings. I mean, I'm sure we'll make a motion that you guys get paid too. But it was a very much a group effort to see what had to be gone through. And but it needed to be done.
Dorsey,
Yes.
Justice Johnson. Pelkey,
Yes.
Justice Lee,
Yes.
Justice Hobson,
Yes.
Justice Jensen,
Yes.
Justice Reed,
Yes.
Justice Kerwin,
Yes.
Justice Shipman. Thank you. $558, transfer unappropriated funds from 3002 Circuit Court Automation Fund for the installation of new audio and video recording system in the main courthouse and the annex courtroom in the amount of $4,052.34.
Motion. Second.
Discussion.
Yes, sir.
Just a curiosity question. Does the county pay sales tax? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because there's $4,000 worth of sales tax on that invoice. Okay, thank you.
Discussion or question? Hobson,
Yes.
Justice Pelkey,
Yes.
Justice Lee,
Yes.
Justice Hobson,
Yes.
Justice Jensen,
Yes.
Justice Reed,
Yes.
Justice Kerwin,
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Justice Thornton.
Yes.
Thank you. $559, transfer funds for American Rescue Plan Fund 3046 to ARPA Revenue Replacement County Bridge Fund 1,100, amount of $2,372.83.
Motion.
Second.
Elkenberg,
Yes.
Justice Lee,
Yes. Yes.
thank you. Hobson,
Yes.
Justice Jensen,
Yes.
Justice Reed,
Yes.
Justice Kerwin,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Dorothy,
Yes.
Justice Johnson.
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 2025-60, an ordinance replacing the Marion County Planning Ordinance 2012-17 as amended.
Motion.
What's the number?
Yes, thank you.
Can I ask what this is? I read through this, but like in an abbreviated version, can someone explain this? Or what has changed, I guess, since?
It-
Okay.
Is there anybody here from the planning board? Give you a general breakdown.
Perfect.
Okay. Many years ago, 2012-17, developed a guide for subdivision regulations
Okay.
and appear to be updated to confirm new things that are. And that's what this is. I can't detail the exact changes because I didn't read it all either. But it just updated version of what we had and it needed to be done.
Okay.
I talked to one of the members of that board Thursday night, Mr. Looters, and he was telling me that, because I asked if there's anything that could pertain to the earlier things this evening, like with the community center, and he said there's not. It's basically just verbiage that had to be changed and very minor things just to have it updated. So that there was nothing major, even really minor changes in it.
Thank you.
Hobson,
Yes.
Justice Jensen,
Yes.
Justice Reed,
Yes.
Justice Kerwood,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Dorsey,
Yes.
Justice Johnson,
Yes.
Justice Van Rensburg,
Yes.
Justice Lee.
Yes.
Thank you, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Clerk Winfrey. All I have left on my side is appointments to the Peel Fire Protection District. I don't know if Jim Harmon or Dana Frelson are here. But they both filled in last time to those that departed and now want to continue their own years with the Fire Protection District. So thank you, Mr. Harmon and Mr. Frelson, for joining the Peel Fire Protection District. With that. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second,
Second.
meeting adjourned.
Third.
Wait.
Too late.
No, yes, thank you very much. Before we adjourn, and I think I vote for the adjournments.
Yeah.
We have covered everything tonight that we would normally cover our quorum court meeting tomorrow. So I'll entertain a motion to cancel that meeting tomorrow.
Motion.
I have a second.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign.
Shut up, get out of here.
All right, now I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Let's adjourn.
Second.